Hello, my name is Kiara Woods, and today I'm going to be reading my ceremonial speech on remembering Ernestine Green, also known as Nana. I go to College of Coastal Georgia. I'm in a public speaking class with Dr. Sharon Clark Sellers. Nana was what I call my grandmother, my mom's mother. Her name was Ernestine Green, but her maiden name was Ernestine Trotty. My Nana was born on the 19th day of November in the year of 1931 in Barnwell, South Carolina. Miss Green had 10 siblings, 3 brothers and 7 sisters. Including her mother had 11 kids. I noticed back in the days, big families were very common. So here's a fun fact. My Nana's nickname was Fat. Yes, Fat, F-A-T. You're probably thinking, did her siblings and friends call her Fat because she was fat or because she liked to eat? No, it was the complete opposite. They called her Fat because she was the leanest out of all her sisters. She barely ate. She ate like a bird, to be honest. My Nana didn't have as much hips and thighs as her sisters. She was the skinniest, little tiniest thing. Not only was she the skinniest, but she was also the only one who didn't have hazel eyes. She had brown eyes. All her siblings had hazel eyes, like every single one of them except for her. So I guess you can say my Nana was kind of the oddball. My Nana did have a brother that she was very, very close with named Uncle Billy. Now, I never met my grandpa because he died of lung cancer, which is my Nana's husband. But Uncle Billy, which is my great uncle, my mom's uncle, was just like a grandpa to me. Every time I see him, he was always so happy. His face lights up. He would give me money. He would ask how I'm doing. You know, he was just like a grandpa. They were very, very, very close and have been since they were young. My Nana's was what you call the oddball, as I said, I guess you could say. Even though she was the oddball, skinny, and didn't have hazel eyes, she was very feisty and stood her own ground. My Nana wasn't afraid to stand up for herself, which is what I liked the most about her. She was an old soul but had so much spunk to her. Before I was born, my mom told me about an incident that happened to my Nana. Before my Nana's house was renovated, there was an old heater in the hallway which had to be used with a match to be light. My mom said my Nana bent down to light it one day and it blew up, blew up into flames. My Nana's head was actually on fire and she lost most of her hair. Her face was so swollen to the point where you could barely see her eyes, you know? It was pushed, swollen, because all of this was just burned. Like, I think she had, like, 2nd-degree burn on her head. Throughout all of it, my Nana remained strong, though. She remained strong, and she kept faith to know she would recover smoothly. She eventually recovered very well and continued to be her spunky self. In 2010, at the age of 10 years old, my Nana was diagnosed with colon cancer. Before any of us knew, I remember she began to use the restroom a lot. It was one time my cousins, my 2 boy cousins that I'm really close with, we were in her room and she came out of her bathroom. And when she came out, I guess she didn't spray. So we were all little kids. We were like, oh, Nana stank. Oh, you know, not knowing that she was dying of colon cancer. She would also pass out at the most random times when she's out places. I remember one time she passed out with one of my aunts at Winn-Dixie in Lanier Plaza. I just remember getting a call saying she passed out. She woke up. Eventually she would have to be taken to the doctor if it kept going on. She was taken to the doctor, which she despite, because you know older folks, they hate the doctor. I don't blame them. It was sad, but she remained tough and strong throughout the whole thing. I remember waking up to my mom screaming, saying, no, no, no. I asked my mom what happened, and she said Nana passed away. March 28th, 2010 is the day I would never forget. Not only is this the day that she passed away, but it's also one of my close cousins' birthdays. On my right wrist is the date that she passed away and my cousin's birthday. My Nana was a very beautiful person and everyone loved her. As I mentioned, my Nana's brother Billy and her were very close. His heart was torn when she passed away. She was funny, and if you mess with her, she'll tell you off in a heartbeat. I always said that's where I get my spunkiness from. She'll forever be remembered, and I hope to see you again one day. Love and miss you, Nana. I really hope y'all enjoyed this little background of remembering Ernestine Green, which is my Nana. As I mentioned, she was very spunky. She would tell you off in a heartbeat if you mess with any of her children or grandchildren. She was a good person. Everyone on the island, St. Thomas Island, knew her. You go into a shop, Ernestine's your grandma? It's my grandma. So I still live by that legacy when it comes to my mom's side of the family, the Greens. She was a sweet lady. I remember she used to have me grease her hair. And she would give me money, and I'll walk the dog down to the nearest gas station and get snacks when I used to stay with her when my mom and dad used to work. She loved her grandchildren. She really did. She always told me I look good in green. Even though I'm not a green, I'm a woods, but she always said I look good in green. And I always take that as a compliment. To this day, I do look good in green. I really appreciate y'all hearing me out and just venting a little bit at the end. If you have any stories you can relate to, just always let me know. I'm down to listen. Again, thank you so much. Take care.